Hi, Mitch the Book Monster. Back to do follow-up video to my video game retrospective series. This is for the Super Nintendo or SNES, SNES, whichever your brain says to call it. Call it. So I have memories with this game system. Unfortunately, it'll be a kind of a light video to unpack, kind of like the previous video in the excuse me, just having a little cough spell there. Kind of like the NES Game Boy video in the series prior, or anyway, I'm sorry, video prior to this in this series on the SNES, on the NES and Game Boy. I have a lot of memories of the game system and the games. Just don't remember if I necessarily finished any of these games, either all the way through or, there's one that I can maybe say I vaguely remember coming close to finishing, if not finishing all the way, but I'll get to that in a bit when I start talking about what games I had or remember having for the system. So of course, Super Mario 4 or Super Mario World, as it was called, came packaged in with the game system and two controllers. Yes, back in the NES and the SNES days, even with Game Boy, I think maybe you got at least one cartridge with the system. So, and I believe even the Sega Genesis, which should be the next video in this series that I'm covering, came with a game or maybe two games. I know one game for sure, but when I get to that video, I'll speculate on what game or two games came with that system. So, like I said, Super Mario World came packaged in with the SNES machine and the two controls. And I believe that was all that came with it was the machine, the controls, and the game. On the NES side, of course, you had the machine, the two controls, the Mario, uh, the original Mario Brothers game, which also had Duck Hunt and a clay disc shooter game uh, on that one cartridge. So, of course, with the NES, you got the game, the machine, the two controls, and the plastic light gun. I believe that's what they called it, a light gun. Um, that came in the pod. But anyway, so then having and playing Super Mario World, which I don't think anybody that I knew beat or whatever. Uh, so I had a couple other games that stand up to me. The one I think I maybe beat or at the very least came close to finishing or witnessing finished would be Mega Man X, the latest in the Mega Man or Rockman if you're Japanese descent or watching these game videos somewhere in Japan and more familiar with that title. I believe it was Rockman or Rocket Man in Japan, but over here in the US, it was retitled to Mega Man. The reason for the change in title or name, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. If you do know, you can put it down in the comments, please, to let me and other people know why the change from Rockman or Rocket Man to Mega Man was made. So anyway, Mega Man, of course, uh, play as Mega Man, or in this case, Mega Man X. I believe you had an opening uh, stage that go through and shoot at or defeat little, excuse me, robot enemies that would come and try to attack you and climb walls and climb down ladders, whatever. Um, and then at the end of the stage, you would have a overall boss or enemy face that you would have to face off with at the end to clear the stage, and then after that, you would you know pick your stages. I don't know how many they had, maybe 6 to 8 of them. Um, with each stage, you would, you know, go after a specific boss within each stage and his um, minions, and then maybe go through that and um, after defeating each boss, your gun or weapon would absorb or have their, power or energy, whichever. I think maybe you had to, even though you technically could do it in any order, you had to figure out the pattern of like, okay, this wind boss is more effective or weakest to a fire or ice weapon. So let me try and defeat the ice boss before I go to this other one. And you would just have to figure out who was weakest to what element. So you would have to plan and play accordingly, maybe. And then, of course, they had games like Zelda Link to the Past and all that. But honestly, back then, today, now, if I would see that game on the shelf, I'd be grabbing it right away. But in I don't even think I knew anything like Zelda Link to the Past existed, much less, you know, played it. So, of course, I knew your Mario's and Tetris and whatnot, because those were basic uh, top selling items of the Nintendo brand, Nintendo game system brand. So, yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I don't have too many overall nostalgic memories. Video games played with the Super Nintendo. Um, I have memories of Sega Genesis to PlayStation 5, which all those videos will follow suit after this video. When I will upload this or any other videos in the series, I don't know, but be on the lookout for this video and any other videos. All I have left are videos on Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, 2, PS3, the original Xbox, um, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One and PS5 is the most current generation of games available that I have, that I've played. So yeah, my last two videos for this series will be Xbox One and PS5. Likely, this is a shorter video than my previous NES Game Boy retrospective, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be 20, 30 minutes long. It could be just like it is, a little over 15 minutes. So yeah, what do you remember playing for Super Nintendo or and I mentioned in the last video about the Super Game Boy. Like I said, I could have saved that for this video, just since I was talking about Game Boy, I felt it proper to kind of slide that in with the Game Boy handheld. Why? I just felt that way. So, um, yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.